This is Chiming In with Elise and David. So it was my birthday the other day, and I'm in Flora's room, and I want to go downstairs because we're going to go start a movie. It's in the evening. And she's like, Dad, I need you to help me put my lights up in my room. And I'm like, no, Flora, we got to do this quickly. Bella wants to go out, and I have to get the movie straight. We're going to watch The Fifth Element, one of my favorite movies, and it's going to be so much fun. And she's like, but Dad, I really need you to help me with the lights. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not setting up any lights. So then Sylvie screams at me. She says, Dad. I'm like, what? She looks at me, she pulls me close, and she looks right in my eyes, and she says, we need you to help put the lights up in Flora's room. Do you understand now? And I was like, oh, something's happening downstairs that I'm not supposed to be seeing, probably.
It was so sad because I had ordered a bunch of 55
paraphernalia
decorations we always decorate the kitchen, and usually we do it the night before for whoever's birthday it is, and balloons, flowers, decorations, depending what the event is and whose birthday it is. And here was yours, and I usually go to sleep first and all this, and I had ordered
and wake up late.
Yeah, it's a problem. So I had ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon, but it hadn't come in. It was like delayed or whatever. So I was like, ugh. So there was only minimal decorations in the kitchen all day. And if you remember when you woke up, I said, today we're going to celebrate you in increments.
That's right. You gave me a little forewarning.
Yeah, sort of. Well, anyway, of course, Amazon often comes at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. Well, here we were very late, and it had finally come when we were out to dinner. So you had gone up to change for the movie. Right. And so I'm like, quick, let's go. So the rest of us was putting the things all around the kitchen, unbeknownst to you.
There were like 20, 30 different decorations.
Unbeknownst to you, we were, taping everything up quickly, whatever. And you all of a sudden start coming downstairs, and Flora looks at me. She goes, he's coming. And I was like, I looked at her. She's like, I got it. And she runs and stops you. And that is the rest of the story you just started telling.
Yes. It
was so cute. They understood the assignment.
I was like, all right, let me help you with the lights. Let's see how long this can take.
It was actually really funny.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I have to tell you, we've seen The Fifth Element, I don't even know how many times now, but I forgot. It's been a long enough break for me that I forgot the whole beginning and how it gets, like the story gets set up. Mm-hmm. And that was, interesting. But what I wanted to mention is that the end of the movie mm-hmm. is very interesting. How the woman that plays the Fifth Element, her character starts to have this like analysis of humankind. Mm-hmm. And how, why should she even bother helping save the world if humans are just going to treat it the way that they're treating it? Mm-hmm. And there's several lines of commentary on that felt very like current events.
Apropos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a really interesting.
Did you notice that too?
Yeah, I actually noticed it a lot this time too, and where maybe I haven't so much before. It's really, really interesting. I don't know why it struck me so. Maybe just because of the state of the world right now. And why would we be saved from destruction?
Yeah.
But it was a great day, a great birthday, and I appreciate all of your hard work.
It's not every day all the kids are home under one roof, and we were just being together, and it felt good. That was the goal, and I think it was successful.
I want to know how it is that the message of getting older changes from getting over the hill at age 40, and now my posters are, I forgot the thing, and I don't remember that, and like my memory's gone, and all of that. Those are what the posters are now on the wall.
Well, by the way, you too can shop for 55 decor because there's a lot of cute, like speed limit 55.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of cute stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've been forgetting stuff for, I don't know how
Yeah,
long.
same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah,
Just point
every
out the
day's
obvious.
new. Again,
Well,
every minute's new.
it makes it interesting to watch old movies because I don't remember what happened, so it's perfect.
Yeah. Or anything ever.
Yeah,
You.
exactly.
Yeah, so then we also had a wonderful little friend reunion with some old dancer friends of mine that I guess we've seen them somewhat recently, so it wasn't like this major reunion, but we got to spend some time with them the past few days, and I think it's always fascinating to be with people that have known us for so long and me for really long. One of my friends I met when I first went down to North Carolina School of the Arts. I was 15. And you were sitting across like a huge beach blanket. We were on the beach and you were sitting with him.
Yeah, it was
and
far away
some
from
of
you.
the
It was
guys.
like 10 feet
It
or
did
so.
feel like
the
kind of
circle was
far.
like a huge circle.
Well, we were all sort of in chairs in a big circle, and some of our kids were in the middle. Anyway, I therefore had some distance when I was looking over at you, and really I was looking at everybody. It is so fascinating to be, what's the word I want to say? Just have a different perspective. And I don't always realize that we're either closer together and looking at each other or side by side. And so sometimes when you're in an event or a party, or in this case, sitting on the beach across from a very large, wide blanket, it's like just enough distance to see you like in a different light for me. And I was looking over there watching you guys talk and catch up. And I was guessing you were probably doing your thing when you ask a lot of questions and show you're curious. And
Yeah, I'm naturally
was that what was
curious.
going on? You were
Yes.
getting the scoop, right?
Yeah, well, I hadn't talked to your friends in a while, so I didn't really know what was happening in their lives and where they were working and what they were doing. And I'm always fascinated to hear the day-to-day actions and what people are doing and how their lives are actually changed by AI and things like that. So,
Yeah, always. But that's what I was watching from a distance, not really sure. And I have to tell you, when I see you like that, this is so corny maybe, but I like fall in love with you again over and over. And I feel like there's a thing that happens when you can be apart from someone and look over and go, I pick you again. If today's the day I see you for the first time, I'm attracted to you. Are you crying?
no.
Oh,
I
sorry. It must be a glasses glare.
No.
I just looked over at you.
Would you like me to crying?
No, not at all. Although, whatever, it's all good. Anyway, I did. I looked over and I was like, there you are, which is exactly how it felt that first time on the phone. I didn't even know what you look like. But now looking at you, I pick you, and it's such a cool, good feeling. And I do not take it for granted because I know for sure that's not how everybody feels. So it feels very important and very much a blessing. And I don't know how to explain it except that it reminded me when our children were babies, and sometimes when the baby is in someone else's arms, you know how that happens. They like, oh, let me hold. And they, your family member walks across the room. Well, all of a sudden to see my baby that is almost always either in my arms or, very close to me. And I don't know how to explain it, but to see my baby in another person's arms across the room, and you're like, that's my baby. Like it feels I've never really spoken the words out loud, so I don't have the exact description, so forgive me, but there's something very special that happened to me in those moments that I never felt like it was so clear that I had this baby until they were like over there. And I was like, oh, that's my baby. I don't even really know what I'm saying, but
So you think I'm your baby across the beach?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
That's pretty appropriate since
Oh
I
my
just turned
God.
55 years
This is
old.
so stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, I have to tell you, when you told me that story, I was thinking about a social media post that I saw recently where it's a compilation of husbands videoing their wives from the distance at a party or in public. And you see the wife talking to someone and laughing and happy. And then she realizes that the husband is videoing and their face turns to like death and anger. And they're like making faces like, stop videoing me. And it's so funny. So I'm really glad the reaction you had when you looked over at me was not that. That's wonderful.
None of that is what I was talking about.
Oh,
We didn't have that situation, David.
you looked over at me and you were happy to see me, not angry and upset.
You didn't even know I was looking at you. The only way that would have related is if you looked at me and had.
I'm just saying that the point is that you were happy to see me, where these women were not happy to see their husbands.
No, you are so confused. You're going to want to delete this whole part.
No, I don't
No,
mind
you're
it.
definitely deleting
I don't
it.
mind it. It's a good conversation.
David, your brain is on fire. You're 55
I just turned
and it's
55.
over.
This is what happens.
This is it. Actually, the only way that relates is if I'm the video person. I'm videoing you laughing with your friends.
No, it would
ol-
only happen
yes.
as if I was videoing you and you
No.
looked over me and you were happy. That would have been the opposite. In this case,
No, you're confused. Oh God, guys, I know you're with me on this. I'm videoing you. I'm the one telling the story. It's reversed in that way. I'm looking at you. You're laughing with your friends. The only reason that would have been an apropos story is if you would have turned to look at me and waved hi or given me the death look.
no.
You didn't even know I
point that I'm
videoed you.
making
There's
is
no
that
point.
The wife was looking at the husband with love in this case versus in the videos that I was seeing with death.
You are hurting my brain so badly. If this stays in the podcast, I apologize on behalf of
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Who?
Who am I
Not
apologizing?
nobody. Well, when I was sitting there, I looked over at you every once in a while too.
Bet.
And I was wondering, why is she sitting so far away from me? Why are there 12 feet between me and her? Like usually you sit right next to me, and I missed you for a few minutes there while we were separated.
You never looked at me.
I looked at you so many times. You were talking to your friend right next to you, and I saw the whole thing.
Well, you should have videoed it for proof, and then I could have given you the death
I
glare.
have it. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so our friends, a couple of their kids and ours, I think they'd maybe done something last night and gone out or hung out. I don't know. But the past couple days, our older kids have been coming home at the wee hours of the morning. So I'm marveling at myself because I'm not a helicopter mom or whatever, or I don't sit there and watch 360 like 24/7. But when I get up in the middle of the night for any reason when they're not home, which is probably why I'm getting up in the middle of the night, I have this thing like wash over me, and it's like a mother wonder, and I'm like, where are they? Who's home? Who's not home? And are they home? And are they supposed to be home? And then I have to get up and look at my phone, and then I have to be awake for hours. They are home usually, by the way, and even
Not
if they
me.
got home at 1:30.
I wake up in the morning. The sun is coming in.
No, totally.
Totally sleep the whole night. No problems.
And I don't mind that they are having fun, and it's the time of year everyone's finishing school. It's great, and it's sort of like the reward for all the work, and I get it. It's all great, but oh my gosh, I'm like, is this a mother thing? It's a mother thing. Mm-hmm. You're not part of it. Mm-mm. I don't even have it normally. But yeah, I've noticed I've been having it a lot.
I only have it when you tell me the kids aren't home before we go to sleep, and I'm like scrambling to figure out where everybody is. But then once
I've
I
never
close
seen
my
you
eyes,
scramble for anything.
well, I'm scrambling on my phone, looking at 360 to see where everybody is. Yeah, I do. I'm
Do you even
scrambling.
have the app?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I check it all the time.
as our family's on it.
They're all
Okay.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Good to know.
yeah. It's nice. I noticed watching you talking to your friends that you've known for so long that there is a certain comfort and a certain camaraderie that I'd see you like you don't even have to say things, and I feel like there's a comfort level there.
Definitely. I think that when someone has been in your life as long as these friends have, and especially during some of the most important parts of my life and their lives, probably as dancers, we were, our job was our passion, and that's not true for a lot of people. So we were all in that together and witnessed, you know, dreams come true and dreams be shattered within each other all the time. And so I think that some of our comfort comes from knowing that through thick and thin we'll be there for each other. And some of it is that we're not those same people that we were back then. We're obviously, I always talk about growing. So I'm me now, and when I'm with them, they know the other me's. Some of them know several me's, right? I'm thinking about the Russian nesting dolls while I'm telling you this. And there's the outside doll, and then you open it up and there's several others, smaller sizes. And so I feel like my longtime friends know a few of the other me's inside whatever's on the outside. And that is like familial. Like that's what a family member feels like, right? That they've been through all of the different stages of life. And these guys have been through so much. So yeah, the comfort is being with each other is there's no pretense. We don't have to go through anything else. Is that what you're sort of noticing?
Yeah, and it's completely obvious. I mean, you guys are just going back and forth, and there's just a certain amount that you all are saying to each other without even using words. Like you just know. And if something comes up that's an inside joke or something from those years, I can tell you all just instantly go back.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, we talk about changing our bodies physically changing every 6, 7 years, all the cells reproduce and we're essentially a completely different person. And that's happened many, many times since those years when you first met these people. And obviously you've seen them through the years as well, but it is something to be said for reminding yourself of that little Elise at age 15 who was just kind of learning about herself. And it's right in your face when you're with people who knew you then.
Yeah.
You can almost trick yourself if you are around people all the time that didn't know you then, that you're the person you are now and you always have been. But the truth is, you are all of those Elises.
One of my beta readers for my book said that image of the nesting dolls, and I just thought that was really cool. So I think that's why it just popped into my head. And now you just saying that brings the whole thing full circle. One of our friends, I had forgotten, he went through some very hard times in his life with some addiction and going into some very dark places that I honestly, seeing him in person and interacting with the same friends from before that time, I forgot that he had been, like, I think maybe 10 years not in our lives. And one of my girlfriends is very close with him, was and is. But for 10 years, they had a falling out, I guess. My words, not his. And I think he just separated and went again into this deep, dark place. And
I remember that. how that
I
happened.
had, yeah, once I remembered it, of course I remembered. And of course that's his life. Like that, I felt uncomfortable a little bit that I blanked on it, because who he is now is so much of what I thought of him as before. And my girlfriend, I guess, was remembering that she, it took a while to build the trust back together. So we were having some pretty deep conversations about that, and about addiction and trauma, and how to get to the other side of it. And to know that these friends are all still here with each other, for each other. I think that is, it's like you carved out a space for them in your heart, and they'll always be able to come back and take their rightful seat in around to the little table, even if there's baggage, even if there's, look, I mean, there was distrust there, I guess, for them. I didn't personally have that experience, so I think I didn't remember it the same way until they brought it up. But I think that's very beautiful to know that you can forgive someone for their behavior. I hope that he is on the other side and can forgive himself for that behavior. It's like a chain of shame a bit, I think. But
But what a gift to keep that friendship alive, even after. It's almost like he went to war, right? He went away and
yeah, he did go to
came
war,
back.
honestly. And there was one of my other guy friends was crying at the table at the thought of how beautiful it is that he has grown and come to this other side of something, so like you said, like a war. I think he'd appreciate that sentiment, and live to tell about it, and is thriving, and like you said, like it's the outside of the nesting doll. Like we all have these other communities and other friends and other lives separately from each other, but coming back and just sharing in the same space is beautiful.
I think of the phrase radical acceptance, because that's kind of what it is. It's like loving and accepting people unconditionally, no matter what they've been through, no matter what's happened, because at your core, they are wonderful, beautiful people.
That reminds me of my own favorite quote I made up myself. I think
By Elise
by
Tapper
Elise.
Carden.
Yes. And that is that I love everyone. I can love and send love everywhere to everyone, including people who might even be on paper my enemy. I truly do that. But I don't have to like everyone. I can love everyone, but I don't like everyone. Or in other words, I don't like everyone's behaviors. But I can still love them. And it's sort of counterintuitive when I first thought of it, but then I realized it's very real for me. And I think that's what I'd like to say is that's what I want the world to say to themselves. I love me, even though I said that, even though I did that, I'm still okay, and I'm still me. And I'm sending myself the love. And of course, then it goes on the outside from me to the rest of the world.
I love that. You need to make a meme and put that online.
Does it even make sense though, when you hear it?
Yeah. But you have to make it into a very pithy statement. It's got to only be like 10 words or something.
Pithy?
Pithy, small, short.
I know what I know what pithy means. It was just I was just surprised to hear you speak it, my
What's
love.
that? You don't like the word pithy?
Oh my God, you're such a dork.
We were cracking up yesterday because we were talking about old fogies. Of course, we're all getting older, and we were talking about fogies. And
I get to be one of the youngest ones in our friend group, so
that's
yay.
right. You're a young
Speak
fogey.
for yourself.
Yeah, it was
Fogey?
funny. We had to look it up online to see where
What'd you find?
old fogey came from. So it's an old Scottish term from the 1800s.
Shocker.
Fogey. And it used to be spelled F-O-G-Y, but now it's F-O-G-E-Y. I don't know how it changed.
Yeah,
But
that's how I see it.
yeah, and it's actually changed to something, it used to be different, but now it's obviously means someone who is kind of absent-minded and kind of old and curmudgeon in his ways and that kind of thing. I don't think I'm an old fogey.
I was just going to say that's a perfect word for you. Wait, you speak with words from the 1800s all the time, I think.
Yeah.
Or God, old words all the time.
I like to use all the old words.
I think that this is one of I think you've brought in like past lives words into this life. That's what I
Maybe.
think. Yeah.
Maybe,
Because you
yeah.
think it's like normal to say shit like that.
I think everybody knows what old fogey means.
No, you're right. That one's not bad.
Right? Mm-hmm. Well, what ones do I use that you don't know?
Oh, I know them.
What,
We just don't use them in this
but if
world.
if they're appropriate,
Anyway.
you just don't like it when I say shenanigans
Oh my God. That's just one of them.
and Shazam.
Yeah.
You don't like those words.
There's a lot of skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
There's a lot of
There are
S
a lot
words.
of S words.
Okay, little slight shift of subject. And last thing. If you met your 80-year-old self today, what would they beg you to stop postponing? I saw that online and I thought, ooh, that's a good question for the pod. If you met your 80-year-old self today, what would they beg you to stop postponing? I think that is so, that like
That's
hurts my brain a little
yeah,
bit.
because it's almost like it's really hard because you could probably say like, what would you tell your 40-year-old self or younger person? Because now you have the perspective of what it is that you've gone through. But if you're talking about somebody in the future, that's really hard.
Exactly. So in other words, if there's something you're postponing today that you keep saying, I'm going to get to it, I'm going to get to it, what would that be?
In my life, I really would like to write a book, and I almost need a ghostwriter. Could you help me
I
write
knew
my
you were going
book?
to say that. I'm busy right now, mister.
If I just write down the bones, can you like flesh it out?
Actually, I would love to do that.
I want you to use
Well,
all
only
of your
'cause I know your
imagery
story.
and your descriptions to make the story amazing.
Well, I would like to have our garden looking like a garden with actual food in it and not just piles of dirt and
That's
weeds.
going to be way dead by the time we're 80.
No, I would like it to be a wonderful, amazing, prolific garden.
You want a Thomas Jefferson garden that lasts for 30, 40 years?
I think it's longer than that.
Yeah, I think they still have his garden going
They do.
up in Monticello.
30 or 40 years. Bruh.
Yeah, hundreds of years.
Yes.
I mean 30 or 40 years because that's when I'll be 80, right? So I'm letting myself get older.
Oh, you're talking about yourself?
Talking about me,
Even though you
yeah.
mentioned Thomas Jefferson.
Correct.
This episode needs decoding at all times.
Can you all tell that I've turned 55?
Totally.
We're going to have commentary.
Yes, I will have a backstory between.
right.
If you're having trouble reading between the lines, that's because he's not saying anything with English.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was great. But if anybody would like to share or rate our podcast, please do it. I was thinking of something the other day. I would love for this podcast to be a bit of a place where people can communicate with each other, and possibly by making comments on the actual episode, either on Facebook or wherever we're posting it, there can be a conversation through the text where people answer and talk about their thoughts about the episode. I mean, I've seen this happen in other types of podcasts where there's like a whole kind of
So,
discussion.
for example, where I'm asking, I don't know. So, where I post on social media about the podcast and the episode and what we talked about.
Yeah,
If someone else
if
says-
it resonates, then there can be a bit of a conversation, and that could lead to more people finding it interesting. And so if you did hear anything in this podcast or any of the other ones,
Probably not this one.
yeah, but I mean, you can still make a comment, even if it's just the word heard, like our favorite show.
Oh my God, that's so crazy that you just said that, because that's one of my topics.
What?
Heard. You're talking about from the bear.
The bear.
And
yeah.
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, the chefs are working, and if you say something to someone, their response is heard, and then they acknowledged, I heard what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. I love heard from that. It's something about it is very touching to me. It's not just got it. It's like heard. Like, I hear you and I'm still open for the next part, whatever else you have to say.
Yes.
And got it is like done with you. I'm done with you. Right? It has a different feeling.
Yeah.
And so I actually have it written down. I can't believe you just said this.
And we did not talk about this at all.
I'm pretty sure that is obvious. Hello. And so I have this it melts my heart every time I hear heard, even if I'm saying it in my head or you and I joke it sometimes. I think that's how all conversations and fights between spouses or significant others should be heard. You say heard afterwards, because when you say got it and you walk away, I want to go punch you.
It's a very aggressive.
Yeah. So like heard is so beautiful. I actually, honest to God, wanted to talk about this. I'm so like tripping that you just brought this up. But why did you bring it up again? I forgot.
I want people to write heard if they listen to our episode, so we know. The other thing that it does is
listen. Nobody is still listening to this right now, so we're only talking to ourselves.
But we run into people all the time who come up to us and say, "Oh my God, I love what you talked about in the podcast. I had no idea they were even listening."
Right.
None.
And they have their own story that relates. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So if you have heard, then I can see who's listening too. That's really cool to know who's actually listening to the podcast.
So where would you like them to do that? You want them to email you? Heard?
Well, they can actually make a comment.
I think so. Make it a comment. Yeah.
They can make a comment on the actual podcast under Spotify or Apple Music.
Or on the Facebook or Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah, just
or anywhere.
Anywhere. I
Probably.
don't care. I'll hear it no matter where you say it.
Heard.
Heard.
You're so funny. I can't believe you just said that.